me from the future coming back from this evening, just because I wanted to explain something that I just remembered I forgot to explain. So, this morning I took 2 units of Nova Rapid before my workout, so to cover my banana, and this is different to what I used to do. So when I was at home, I would have 4 units to cover a banana on an upper body day if I was in range, and now I only have 2 because James now I only have 2 because I have to walk to the gym, and that brings down my blood sugar quite a lot in the mornings, and just in general, once I do some steady state cardio before a weight training session, it's about 15 minutes there and 15 minutes back, so I need a lot less insulin to cover that banana before a weight session because I have that walk there and back. But I just thought I would explain that now. Welcome back to my channel. It's going to be a super quick intro because I am really hungry, so I need to get my breakfast. It is a Tuesday. Yeah, you've seen I've been to the gym. There have been a few changes in how I eat and how I dose my insulin since I've moved, and I'm going to update all of that in a little bit, but right now I'm going to have my breakfast because I am starving. I just started to go a little bit low in the gym, so I had a couple of dextrose to keep me going and for the walk home. Just got home and I'm at 6.1, so super happy with how all the blood sugars have been this morning. But I'm going to have my usual protein oats, and I'm going to dose 5 units of insulin for that. I'm not going to pre-bolus because I've been to the gym and had a walk, and yeah, like I said, I was dropping a bit earlier, so just going to make it and then inject as soon as it's ready and then eat straight away. And I am feeling a bit low, and I've scanned and I'm 4.3, so it is a little bit on the lower side and it is dropping. So I'm going to go and have 2 dextrose tablets and 3 dates just to keep me going for a bit. I'm not worried about any long-acting carbs at the moment because I'm going to have lunch fairly soon-ish, probably sometime between 12 and half 12, just because I'm getting hungry a bit earlier now. And then just going to go and eat that, then I'll come back and I'm going to explain those changes I've made to my diet and to my insulin ratios. So these diet and insulin changes I've made, I'm just going to explain briefly. There's been a few things since I've moved, so I'm just going to cover them to kind of explain the differences between like my previous days of eating and today's day of eating. So the first thing I want to discuss is the fact that, so over lockdown I was doing a cut, or just trying to like tone up a bit and essentially not put on any weight in terms of fat or muscle. I was just trying to stay steady where I was, keep ticking over with the exercises that I had available in my little garage gym and runs and that kind of thing. But now I've moved and I have access to the gym again, which I am so grateful for. I've been back in the gym for about 2 weeks now and I'm absolutely loving it. And my whole goal when I got back in the gym was to put on some more muscle again. So obviously to do that, my training style has changed a bit. I'm doing a lot more heavy weights and higher volume days, and also like throwing in a bit more conditioning in there because I do want to keep up like my aerobic capacity, and I'm going for runs as well. But to fuel all of that, because it is a high energy expenditure, I am eating a lot more. So in general, when you want to bulk or put on muscle anyway, you need to eat more to fuel that and also to build the muscle growth. So that is what I'm doing. But you will have seen, if you've seen my what I wish I knew when I started weight training with diabetes video, which I will link here, basically as soon as you change your overall calorie intake and expenditure, your insulin needs will change or might change. So when you start to bulk or eat more, in general you'll probably need more insulin. So that is what I have found. Before, when I was still living at home and on my cut, I was having anywhere between 12 to 15 units of long-acting insulin in the evening, depending on where I was in terms of my period cycle. I'm now on 19 units of insulin overnight, and that has kept me steady. It was obviously a bit of a transition period while I moved up from 15 to 19 units while my body kind of adjusted, but now I'm on 19 and I've been on that for about a week, and I have stayed completely steady, which is kind of a miracle diabetes wise, but I have been completely steady overnight for a whole week now, stayed around 6 the whole night. So that's been really great. And then during the day I was on kind of between 9 and 11 units of Levemir. I'm now on 11 units every day, now that I'm having more food throughout the day to fuel all of my exercise sessions. And then the second point I wanted to mention, I don't know if you guys can hear that, there's like loads of cars going past and there's a really loud motorbike. Anyway, the second thing I wanted to mention is that I've kind of had a whole diet overhaul. Not too much has changed in terms of what I actually eat, but a lot of the kind of philosophy behind the way I'm eating has changed. So basically back in May, I think May, and it's now October, so back in May I stopped taking the birth control pill because the hormones were just really messing with me, and I've been on it since I was 13 or 14 years old. I started having really bad mood swings, like I was yelling at James all the time, and just wasn't feeling right on it, so I came off that. And since then my hormones have not been right, they haven't been balanced at all. And basically fats are the kind of substance or molecule or food group or whatever that control hormones, and I am notorious for not eating a lot of fat. I love my carbs and I have a lot of really high carb meals, but I don't tend to eat too much healthy fats. So since moving, and I'm now in control of my own diet and what I eat, as opposed to like my dad was cooking a lot of meals before, I'm now incorporating a lot more healthy fats throughout the day. I'm still not so good at healthy fats over lunch as much, but like snacks, I'll always include a healthy fat in them to try and like rebalance where my hormones are, and also eating more will help with that as well, because I think I may have been overtraining and not eating quite enough to balance my hormones previously. But because of that, I've also decided that the way I eat now, I really want to focus on my health and my hormone balance and just generally fueling my body and giving it what it needs to thrive. And so I have decided to stop tracking macros. I did a whole video about like intuitive eating versus tracking macros, which I will link here if you want to know more about that. But I have been tracking macros now for 5 or 6 years. So I'm at the point where I know what my body needs. I also know the macronutrient breakdown of most of the foods that I tend to eat in general. And I've been eating pretty much the same meals regularly throughout lockdown, so I know roughly what they contain anyway. My main focus is that I want to be adding those healthy fats in and eating enough to fuel myself while not overeating. And like I said, I have been tracking macros for a long time, and obviously being diabetic, we're all quite aware of our diets. So I know kind of where the upper limit is and if I'm overeating massively. But if I go over what I need for a bulk and eat a bit extra, that doesn't really matter to me because I'm not trying to lose fat. And so it's just going to go more into fueling me. So I decided to stop macros just so that I can have a bit more freedom with where I'm adding these healthy fats into my day. And also it just fits my lifestyle a lot better now. Obviously it's a lot easier to stop tracking macros when you're not trying to lose weight. If I ever in the future did decide to do a cut, I probably would start tracking again. just to get a general idea of where I was and to make sure that I was in a calorie deficit. But right now I'm trying to build muscle, I'm trying to fuel my performance, and so tracking macros isn't really necessary for me as long as I every day look into the fact that I've eaten enough protein, because I am trying to do like a reduced animal product diet. I've mentioned this before, but just for environmental reasons. So that means I need to be aware of getting in my protein intake, which is why I always start my day with protein oats or protein pancakes, and then make sure I'm getting plant-based sources and some animal sources in throughout the day. So as long as I have that on track and I'm making sure I'm spreading out my healthy fats throughout the day, that's kind of all I'm really worrying about right now with what I'm eating. And so it's a lot more sporadic. Obviously I still have like go-to meals that I eat. To be honest, my lunch today, just a disclaimer in advance, my lunch today is really uninspiring, but it's just sometimes you just fancy quick food. So I'll show you guys that when I make it, but that's just a few things that I've changed. So I'm bulking now rather than cutting, I'm not tracking macros, and I'm focusing on healthy fats to try and balance my hormones. That's all the changes I've made in like the last month since my last 40. I literally just recorded the whole bit telling you about lunch and my insulin and all that, and then I watched it back and I accidentally recorded it all in slow motion, which isn't helpful. Got some carrot and coriander soup. It's like a pre-bought like fresh soup because I haven't got a chance to make any yet. And then I've made a sandwich with mayo and sriracha, and then corn chicken, like roast chicken slices, like fake chicken slices. Like I said, it's very uninspiring today, but I just fancy a little sandwich and some soup to warm me up. And then I'm going to have some tangerines for dessert, and it's including the bread and the tangerines, 40 grams of carbs, which is going to be 5 units of insulin. And yeah, I haven't pre-bolused because I was 5.7, which is completely fine, but I just felt not quite right, like I felt a bit low. So I'm gonna not pre-bolus, and then obviously I'll inject before I eat, but I'm just gonna leave like a couple minutes rather than the whole time. But yeah, just waiting for James to finish up making his. I'll inject, and then when he's done, we'll eat. It's just after 3 now, and I'm gonna have my afternoon snack in a bit. I'm gonna have I made some banana and raisin muffins, which are 35 grams of carbs, and then a handful of nuts, probably a mixture of almonds and walnuts to get those healthy fats in for the day. Yeah, 4 units. I don't know if I said that already. I'm gonna have that now. I have gone a bit high. I am 9.9 with a straight arrow, but I'm not gonna have any correction because when I go for a walk, probably around 5 p.m. in a couple of hours, by the time I eat, it's gonna be like 3:30, 4:45. So it's difficult because I don't want to run high until I go for my walk, but also I don't want to correct and get myself to like a low part of my range and then go for a walk and go low later. So I'm going to just do 4 units, and then if I do like start to creep up, I'll have another unit. But I'm going to wait 15 to 20 minutes before I eat that snack anyway. And yeah, my Miao Miao would have alarmed me and notified me that I've gone high normally, but I'm not actually wearing it right now, just because I love it, I really do, and especially for overnight. But I was kind of getting to a point where the alarms were getting a bit too much, and that I guess is one of the advantages of having a Libre with a Miao Miao as opposed to a Dexcom, although I would obviously prefer a Dexcom. It does mean that I can still have the Libre that is like a flash monitor and have all my graphs and my stats and everything, and not have the alarms unless I put the Miao Miao on, and I can take a break and have one without the other. But I think I'm going to put the Miao Miao back on tonight just so that I can have that overnight graphs. Like I said, I have been really good overnight this last week, but I have also been setting myself 1 a.m. alarms to check halfway through. I have been fine every time I've checked, but I don't know, when I don't have the Miao Miao alarms on, because I'm used to them now, I get scared not having them, which isn't probably a good way to think about it. And I am working on not having the alarms overnight. But I think I'm just going to put the Miao Miao back on tonight, and then I can sleep through and only be woken up if I actually need to correct for something. So I'll do that later, but I haven't got it on for today, which is why I didn't get an alarm to tell me that I was a bit higher, but it's not very high, so I'm not fussed. But yeah, we'll just take my insulin and have my snack in 20 minutes or so. It's a bit after 5 and we are now going to go off on a walk. My sugars did come down, and then I had my snack. They have crept up again, just because I have been sat down for quite a long time. and not walking and that kind of thing. So they're 8.9, so just about in range. So we're gonna go for a walk and bring them back down again before dinner. I normally like to do a walk a bit earlier or walk a bit more if I feel like I've been sat down for a long time, but today I just wanted to wait for James to finish work and then go with him, so that's what we're doing. And then I'm gonna come back and cook dinner, and hopefully I'll be kind of back to a lower end of my range by then. Just prepared some chips for dinner. I've just cut up some potatoes quite fine. I chopped them small so that they cook faster, and they're gonna go in the oven for about 20 to 30 minutes at 200 degrees. And then I've just coated them in fry light spray and then salt, thyme and a tiny bit of smoked paprika. The potatoes are quite old, to be honest, so they're not going to be the best chips. The older the potato, the drier the chip. It's basically what happens. But we're having these, and I'm going to have it with some salmon that I'm going to roast in some lime juice and soy sauce, and then I'm going to fry some vegetables in soy sauce as my like veggie sides, but I've got my salmon for some healthy fats. So nothing exciting, just my salmon ready to go in the oven, coated in lime juice and some soy sauce. Probably about 15 to 20 minutes before it's going to be ready, and I did just scan and I'm 4.9, so that walk brought me right down like I thought it would. I just tend to go really high in the well, not really high, a bit higher in the afternoons if I haven't really done anything since my workout. So walks are always good, would always recommend. But I'm having 4 units of insulin for my dinner. I'm gonna have it probably 5 minutes before it's ready because I don't want to do too much of a pre-bolus because I am only 4.9. I don't know if you can actually hear this because of the extractor fan, but I'm basically just frying off some broccoli and cabbage in soy sauce, just a bit tastier than boiling it. Just finished dinner and we've got some Angel Delight being prepared in the fridge for dessert, but I have gone a little bit low, like not massively. I'm literally exactly 4 but dropping. I probably pre-bolused a bit too early, seeing as I was only 4 before injecting. But while I'm waiting for Angel Delight to set, I'm just going to have some kefir, which is healthy fats but also some fermented goodness for like the gut. I'm just doing everything I can to eat to try and balance my hormones again. And so I'll have half a bottle of this, which is around 8 to 10 grams of carbs, and then I'll have my Angel Delight, and I'm gonna bolus 2 units of insulin for that, but I'll do that once it's set and ready to eat because I'm already slightly on the low side. Okay, so ignore the t-shirt, it's my pajama t-shirt. I've just popped it on to show you guys how I put the Miao Miao on, but first of all, it is 8 p.m, which means in a sec I am going to be having my Angel Delight, which I'm super excited for. We haven't actually had one in a while. We always keep Angel Delight in stock in the house because it's a quick, easy dessert when you want something sweet and you're not that hungry, you just want something, and also we have loads of milk to use up before tomorrow, so that went into the Angel Delight. So I'm gonna do my 2 unit pre-bolus now. And then I'm going to show you how you put the Miao Miao on. You don't really put it on as we do put it on. I don't know what I'm talking about. You don't have to insert it or anything, you literally just put it on. But one thing that is really important when you put the Miao Miao on is making sure your Libre is like nice and stuck down. And so I now have started to use tape when I'm having the Miao Miao on. If I have the Libre by itself, I don't use tape. But if I put the Miao Miao on, just because it catches a bit more, I put tape on. So I either use Expression Med Tape or this Libre sensor cover thingy-majiggy was really kindly sent to me by Ryan from Instagram. But I'm just going to attach this, and then I will show you how you put on a Miao Miao. Okay, wow, doing that yourself left-handed was tricky. But yeah, so now my tape is on. I've got my nice creases in it because I am incapable of putting it on flat, but that's just me. Anyway, it's time for the Miao Miao. So it comes, I don't know why I didn't show you this in my Miao Miao video, but it comes in this box. It comes with this whole big like strap thing, so that you can literally like strap it to your arm, like put your arm through and strap it, but that's not for me. I probably will never use that, but anyway, I just keep it all in the envelope that it came in because it's easier. And then you get the box that it came in, and then it has a set of the loads of these double-sided stickies, which is what you use to pop it on with. So literally it's like this. Also, excuse it's a bit fluffy and sticky, because the one thing is the sticky tape doesn't come off very easily, so it kind of builds up a couple of layers and gets a bit gross. There probably is a good way to clean that. I don't know what that is. So if you have any ideas for cleaning the Miao Miao, then please let me know. But just take one of the long ones, and I mean, this is obvious, and stick it on this base bit. And then you take one of the dots and put it over the round bit here. And then take off the backing from the sticky bit. This is also one thing I hate about diabetes, is all the like waste that it produces, like all of these sticky backings from like the patch, and also this, and then putting on any kind of sensor. There's so much waste in that as well. But anyway, that's a different day. And then all you do is you literally put it over, I want it to line up with my arm, and stick it down. Obviously you do it once it's charged. Otherwise you don't kind of want to be stuck to a charger with your arm trying to charge the Miao Miao. Just press it on, make sure it's on nice and tight. If you want, you can use that strap that comes with it, but I personally cannot see myself using that. And then on your phone you just open up the Tomato app, and it should all be transferring the data over to there automatically, and you just have to make sure all the notifications and everything are turned on, and that your phone's on loud. And then if you want to turn them off, you can just snooze it in the app or turn your phone on silent. I don't know why I'm going over this now, because I did the whole video on it and you probably don't care if you don't have one of these, but yeah, that's just how you put it on. You literally just stick it down. And yeah, so it is, like I said, around 8 p.m, so I'm just going to now do my basal injection, 19 units. Like I said, it has changed from the last one because I'm on my bulk now. We'll see how that goes. And yeah, I'm just going to eat my angel delight in front of the TV watching Prodigal Son. If you haven't seen Prodigal Son, you need to see it. It's on Sky or Now TV. It's so great. It's like a serial killer crime fiction situation. But anyway, that is it for this video. I'm going to stop rambling at you now. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give this video a like, because it really helps me to know what kind of videos to carry on making for you, and which videos are actually helpful, entertaining, informative, all the rest of it. I hope you guys have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!
The ones who aren't under federal protection.
Do you think a corporation would actually kill a woman and kidnap her child?
Billions in dollars.